Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to iRacing, and welcome to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal for a little bit of IMSA racing. We're just going to do the last few laps of this race. I learned. When I started the channel, I wanted it to be a lot of racing, and I've learned it's hard to make race videos interesting. It really is, but I'm going to try to make this one interesting. So we're going to do the last 3 laps of this race. It was a 45-minute timed race. We ended up going 27 laps. We're on lap 25. I'm in 3rd place. And I really want 2nd. I really do. I started 5th in class, and I'm up to 3rd. And this was multi-class racing. It's the Daytona prototype, the GTEs, and the GT3s. There were no Daytona prototypes, so it was just GTE, GT3. GTE is the Porsche RSR, Ferrari 488. Off the top of my head, I can't think right now. It's early. Let me have some coffee. Maybe I'll remember a couple of them. Then in the GT3, obviously the AMG GT3, there's an Audi in here. There's a Z4, BMW Z4 that nobody drives anymore. McLaren that nobody drives. Oh, that guy's all banged up. So yeah, we're running, we're mixed in with the slower GTEs. The fast ones have already lapped us. So we're just running with the GTs that are on our lap, and I'm really gunning for this guy. I think I made up some time on him on a pit stop because I didn't see him, and then all of a sudden I did, and I start thinking, all right, maybe I can get 2nd. Maybe I can even get 1st, because if you look, yeah, that's 1st in front of him. I'm maybe 2 or 3 seconds back from 1st place, and I gotta make it happen. Oh, I gotta make it happen. My favorite thing about iRacing, I have to say, is when you're chasing somebody. Well, let me back up a step. When you're chasing somebody in an AI race, you know that AI. If you've been in that sim, if you've raced against that AI, you know it. And you set it up. You dialed in the difficulty. You dialed in the aggression. In iRacing, that's a person driving that car. I have no idea. I have no idea. They could be a gentleman. They could be an absolute D-bag. They may want to fight me for this. They may see that I'm faster for them and not want to fight for it. Maybe they would normally let me go, but this close to the end of the race now, they're going to fight me on the last couple of laps. Who knows? Who knows? You never know in iRacing. And at the higher levels of iRacing, I suppose, where you're racing the same people every week, right? You would maybe have a better idea of their personality. But for me, I have no idea who this person is. I've never raced them before. And I have no idea how this is going to go. But I know I'm catching them up fast. And we've got just a couple laps to make this happen. And I can also tell you that the safety rating system took me a minute to get on board with it, but I'm fully on board with it now. And what I realized more than anything else is it just makes you pay attention. Now, there's some people, obviously, that are never going to pay attention. But for me personally, and I feel like for a lot of the people that I race with, we're all taking it very seriously. So things like, dive bombing and just bad driving, reckless driving, for lack of a better word, it really tends to go away the higher you go in the service, and you just trust people more around you, and particularly even toward the end of a race, because it's like people that can't drive knock themselves out early, if that makes sense. So, man, it's so close. Once I got in the slipstream, good things started happening. And I think, maybe... the funny thing about this track is there's really only one place to pass, and it's coming out of the hairpin. I feel like there's just not that many good opportunities to pass on this track, at least for me. And that's the other thing. Sorry, got distracted watching my own race. That's the other thing about iRacing that's fascinating is, once you come to see the tracks as real representations of real places, no, I didn't get it. Then you realize that in real life, if there's only one place to pass on that track, there's probably only that same place to pass in iRacing, which means you might have to just wait around for an entire lap to take a crack at it. Getting that run out of the hairpin. And if you don't, then you don't. And while you're waiting to pass a car that is holding you up, you're getting caught up by the traffic behind you. It's essentially all the things that you have in real racing. This is it. But Something else I've learned about the dive bomb, why it doesn't work. There's a calculated move against a driver that you know to brake late, right? Just a textbook pass. It's fantastic. And there's the dive bomb, which is really just a poorly executed textbook pass. But the reason it doesn't work is you end up completely out of position, and your radius and your parabola, everything's all busted up, and you're going way too fast. That's the problem with the dive bomb. And the reason people learn not to do it, the reason I learned not to do it, is because it doesn't work. What works is that textbook pass only when you know the driver in front of you is not going to be a bonehead and cut in on you. You know, when they're going to respect the fact that you are faster than them and you did outbrake them, and they're not going to wreck you both brawling for it. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Oh. You know, it's the weirdest thing for me, you know, in early days of sim racing. I was very careful about the cars around me. I really didn't want to have any contact with them. Well, obviously I didn't, but the deeper I get into iRacing and the more I get in situations like this, if you understood like how close I'm trying to get to that car, I'm not trying to avoid them, I'm trying to get closer to them. And I just can't. I just can't. It's opposite day. Looking on the outside, probably not going to work. There was no possibility of that working. But that was my best chance. That's it. That's the end of it. And then look at this guy. He gives a little wiggle. Oh, okay. All right. There you have it, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of iRacing. This is Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, and we'll see you next time. Take care now.